Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, October 4, 2024. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has pitched the establishment of an information technology IT hub in Jamaica to the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII. Dr. Holness made the proposal during Tuesday's reception dinner in recognition of his official working visit to India. Dr. Holness says the hub would create a collaborative space for Jamaican and Indian IT companies and professionals. The Prime Minister asserts that having a near-shore IT hub in Jamaica would offer seamless business solutions to entities in the United States and other North American countries. This, he says, will allow these companies to access services and technology teams without the complexity of traveling long distance to India.
It would also mitigate the logistical challenges of time zones and travel for U.S. clients. So on both ends, from the Indian side and from the North American side, Jamaica could be that central connecting point. We would like to see the establishment of an India InfoCity in Jamaica, modeled after the successful IT hubs in India. So I'm throwing that challenge out to the CII.
The Prime Minister also proposed investment opportunities in agriculture and agro-processing, which will see Indian companies planting Indian high-value crops for export to the United States.
The value proposition of Jamaica as a near-shore light manufacturing location and one for investment in agro-processing is enhanced by the fact that companies incorporated in Jamaica have access to preferential trade agreements with the US, Canada, and the EU. And there is great space and potential for these preferential access to be utilized.
Dr. Holness also had talks with India's Minister of Health and Family Welfare. Still in India, the Prime Minister received a rare tour of India's historic heritage sites while in that country for a working visit. Wednesday was observed as a national holiday, marking the birth anniversary of inspirational and influential Indian figures Gandhiji and Shastriji. Dr. Holness visited the Parliament building and the constituency of Varanasi, home to the River Ganges and several other iconic religious and cultural sites. The Prime Minister also visited the hallowed grounds where Buddha delivered his teachings. Prime Minister Holness says the experience is very enlightening, seeing firsthand artifacts carried over and carefully preserved for the ongoing education of Indians on their spiritual and religious journey. Dr. Holness says this made him reflect on Jamaica's rich history and heritage and how important it is to preserve and pass down such information to upcoming generations. According to Dr. Holness, the preservation of artifacts will inspire national pride while ensuring that Jamaicans are knowledgeable about their past. Director of the Jamaica Cyber Incident Response Team, JASERT, Lieutenant Colonel Godfrey Sterling, is reporting a 78% reduction in the number of attempted cyber attacks experienced locally over the past year. Speaking at a recent JIS think tank, he noted that the decline is attributed to increased public awareness and proactive measures to mitigate vulnerabilities. Despite the positive trend, Lieutenant Colonel Sterling says there's been a rise in ransomware incidents affecting various sectors, including hotels, financial institutions, insurance companies, and media entities. Some of these incidents have resulted in the theft of personal information.
It therefore means that if you were a client of these entities, particularly the financial institutions that were hit, then you need to be paying attention to your accounts, paying attention to your balances for at least the next 6 months to ensure that you can spot any undue or unfamiliar transactions, particularly for large sums on your accounts.
Affected institutions are being encouraged to report incidents to the Office of the Information Commissioner and to inform clients about potential data exposure, particularly in the financial sector. The Clarendon Police are encouraging community members to use public Wi-Fi hotspots allotted through the Universal Service Fund for educational purposes and not criminal activities. Deputy Superintendent of Police Owen Brown gave the charge while speaking at the launch of Wi-Fi installation in the community of Woodhall in the parish recently.
The accessibility is not for scammers. It's not for choppers. It's an offense, a serious offense for which you will be prosecuted. The opportunity must not be used either to defame other people's character. We have seen where persons may be in their intimate moments and choose to do what if they want to video. And then the other person, things have fallen out, and so they have used it to promulgate. We want to say to you that that is an offense for which you can be prosecuted.
DSP Brown also urged persons not to destroy the equipment, as they can be charged for malicious destruction of property. Minister of Labour and Social Security, Pernell Childs Jr., is encouraging senior citizens to become more technologically savvy to be less vulnerable to scammers. The minister was addressing the graduation ceremony of the National Council for Senior Citizens Digital Literacy course in St. James recently. 37 senior citizens graduated from the 10-week course aimed at improving the quality of life for seniors by making them more technologically inclined.
The world is moving and it has evolved. And so what you're doing in terms of computer literacy and digital literacy is allowing you to function in this world that's already there. And so while we are improving your functionality, we are also allowing you to protect yourself from the scammers.
The minister pointed out that senior citizens are not the only targets of scammers, as anyone who is vulnerable or digitally illiterate could be a target.
So if you are young and don't know, they're going to prey on you. If you're old and don't know, they're going to prey on you. It just so happens that most of the older persons have the mindset that they don't need to know about it, so they choose that cohort. What is going to happen over time is that those persons will realize that you have now educated yourself. And as they do so, you're going to find that you become less of a vulnerable group.
And finally, Minister of Education and Youth Favour Williams is urging school board chairs to ensure their meetings are properly documented. Minister Williams insisted that this is to promote accountability and effective governance within the education system. She made the call during a board chairs training session for Region 6 at the Terra Nova All Suite Hotel in Kingston.
We have provided for you a platform on which all board minutes should be uploaded so that we have a chance at the ministry to efficiently look at board minutes to see the issues with which you are contending. When we look at the stats, it is shameful. Not many boards do that.
Highlighting the need for consistent documentation, Minister Williams says the school improvement plan should be a regular agenda item at every meeting, unless an emergency session has been called.
Every single public institution, public educational institution is supposed to have a school improvement plan. I don't care how great you're doing currently, because you can always do better.
The minister also pointed out that the improvement plan should be presented at the beginning of the school year and must guide conversations and decisions of the school board throughout the year. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.